Welcome, theater addicts. I'm Karen Flynn, and I'm assisting on the reviews this year. Today, we're speaking with Victor Barkar, who's presenting his wonderful marionette show.
Baba Yaga and the Black Flower, and we will be playing at the Falls Creek Community Center Gymnasium from September 7th to September 16th.
Now, tell me a little bit about yourself, Victor.
Well, I am originally from a country called Belarus, from a capital called Minsk. Came in Canada in 1997 together with my family and spent 7 years in Ottawa, where I went to school also, and then in 2004 so I moved to Vancouver.
Nice.
I have 2 sons and I'm running a company called Vancouver Puppet Theater.
Yes, and you started that in 2012?
Somewhere around there. I was playing with the puppetry way before that, but in 2012, when my youngest was born, I actually decided to get professional finally and start doing this full time.
And you participated in last year's Fringe, so you're no
Yep.
stranger. What are you looking forward to this year?
Well, this year I am performing the first time ever. I'm actually individually performing in Fringe as an artist myself, and the previous experiences were wonderful, but they were all basically somebody else's work.
Okay.
This year I am performing my own show, and it's a fully marionette show called Baba Yaga and the Black Flower. Puppets are usually made custom-wise for specific productions, and there aren't too many people who actually do it, so it's quite an exquisite trade. The marionettes we're performing with are built by a local puppeteer, Betty Kirkham, and about 60 to 70 years ago. And we have five different marionettes. 4 of them are actually from Betty, and this creature is one of the marionettes that I've made myself. She is obviously the main antagonist of the show. Besides the marionette versions of her, we do also use the oversized puppets as well. And but she's definitely the crankiest creature in our play. For the story, it's very actually simple. The character we are talking about, well, the main antagonist character, Baba Yaga, is the most common the most common archetype of the wooden spirit in Eastern European mythology. It's the actual spirit of the woods, and not necessarily malevolent, but sometimes benevolent as well, but at the same time she is very cranky ladies. She's got a very short temper, and for her obviously there's a lot of character development happening with the puppet there. So Baba Yaga is her name, and she is, yes, Baba literally meaning a woman in Russian and some other Slavic languages, and Yaga nobody really knows, but though there are some versions why it's pronounced that way, but really she's a wicked witch of the woods. Yeah, and it's one of the most common characters. It's one of those household names children are growing up with. Yeah. And it was an interesting idea to bring it to the Canadian viewer in a non-diluted kind of original sense of the story.
Okay, so at the Fringe, we will be seeing this production from you for the first time. This is the first time you're rolling this out.
Yeah, the actual show, not just for the Fringe, but we are just finishing the show specifically for the Fringe, but it's a brand new show.
Yeah. What age group do you think is going to thoroughly enjoy this?
I would say 4+, but we are marketing it as a all ages show. There are loud noises and bright lights in the show. Definitely not something for children under 3 or 4, I would would say.
Okay.
Yeah, 4 is a safe bet, I would say. Plays musical, and we are trying to even sometimes sing with the marionette as well.
Right.
But it's a one-man show, and I've been asked lots of questions from peers and from the families as well if the show is scary. And I would like to underline that yes, there are some spooky episodes on this show, but obviously it's not to the point of freaking children out and crying. At the same time, how should I say it? The actual emotional response to the story must include some kind of dramatic feelings, and I think that sometimes it's an actually good. It's actually we all love Halloween, right? So spookiness is somewhat what we were trying to go for. But at the same time, those are puppets, and you can do so much with a puppet that you cannot do with a live actor, because specifically we understand that it's not really an alive person, and we try to work with that as well. The show is not scary. The show is totally fine for everybody. I just wanted to develop a little bit of thoughts on the spookiness of the puppets themselves.
Yeah.
Of course, there is a witch, and there's a princess, and there is a king, and there is an enchanted queen, and there is a little helper in the woods. So those are all characters, pretty comfortable characters.
We're familiar with those in children's storybooks.
Yeah.
I feel like there's something in them, though.
Don't make an eye contact. Never make an eye contact. That's the rule.
Okay.
Because they start looking
They're
at you.
speaking to us.
They are flogging
But
behind
for
our backs.
parents, I guess my advice for parents who are thinking of buying tickets, there is a little YouTube snippet
Yeah,
online.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can take a look at the YouTube snip and see if your child might be comfortable. Go from there.
The rehearsals usually are taking about 4 to 5 hours a day, because you have to warm up vocally. You know, the show is done with a live voice, so you have to warm up vocally about 45 to 1 hour before the actual rehearsals. The actual stretchings and physical exercises take about 45 minutes. And
Stretching
then
for you, not them.
for all of us, because they need to be stretched as well, and they need to be disentangled quite often. But yes, stretching and warming up, and then the actual rehearsal, and yeah, the building of the puppets takes about another third of a day. So lots of physical work, lots of hands-on activity, like with any puppeteer.
I suppose it's like casting, isn't it?
It's literally like casting, because you cast a lot of material as well, working with papier-mâché, working with all kinds of toxic substances. But as I said, it's very individual. There is no one rule for any puppet builder. It's always a brand new experience. You always build something you've never done before, so that kind of keeps it interesting.
Yeah. And do you have any sort of mentor in this when you decided you would work with marionettes?
Yes, I do. I do have. Yes, I do have friends who are very, as I was saying, the enthusiasts of puppetry. Just to name a few is Color Sound Lab. That's the Dusty Hogarad company, and wonderful artist and puppet builder. Jenny Cassidy, she's a wonderful actor, Vancouverite as well. Kelly Hines, the ventriloquist, she's a wonderful puppeteer and children entertainer.
Any other marionettes that you've watched? You looked at their work and thought, ooh, that's fantastic.
Got inspired. Well, I can't really not name Ronnie Burkett, of course, but where's Ronnie and where are we? Right? But at the same time, his work is outstanding and wonderful. But I need to say that the first inspirations and first interest in performing I've got from my Soviet childhood when the puppet theaters were mandatory to visit every year, and in a school, and starting in grade 2 that's where we were spending our summers. So, and they do have, obviously, as you know, they do have outstanding European puppet traditions. So that was something I grew up with, and that was probably subconsciously why, like, one of the main forces behind me getting into that field.
Are your children interested in theater as you are?
Well, my oldest is 20, so no. My youngest is 6, and he is. He's one of the best critics I have, and he's the first one who actually gets to see anything I make. So we do have a very good working relationship with him.
Great. Front row seat.
I feel. It's puppets. And how many more shows with puppets you have in the Fringe? Also, it's obviously for the whole family, so this is a great opportunity to bring your kids with you to the Granville Island and have a show and for the whole team.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you at the Vancouver Fringe.
Yeah, thank you very much. Bring your kids and introduce them to the magic of puppetry.